So, Crispy, how do you prove to me that you're not a Skrull?
I don't know. How do you prove it?
Well, I mean, how did it work in Captain Marvel? You had to recall memories that weren't recent. Skrulls can only sim recent memories, so if you can give me something very old and very embarrassing, then we'll know you're not a Skrull.
I Heart the Doctor is a rap I made.
That's old, and that is embarrassing. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, I'll take it that you're not a Skrull. Cool, alright, should we get recording then?
Yeah, roll the intro.
Roll the intro.
That'll do. Hello and welcome to Who's There, a Secret Invasion podcast. The show where we talk about all of the Marvel shows, apparently. Oh my gosh, I can hear the theme in the background getting gradually louder and louder. I am your host, Crispy Pro, and joining me, as always, is the Marvel fanatic, Troy Red Arch Alive. How are you today, sir?
I don't like Marvel, what do you mean? What's that
behind you there?
What's that giant shield on the wall? Oh, damn, okay, maybe. Oh no, what's Captain Marvel doing on my desk?
Oh,
okay,
dearie.
Fine. I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright, mate. Yeah, I'm just living my life.
It is Brie Larson. Well, I have Brie Larson.
Hey, Brie.
She's our special guest this week.
Brie Larson. Thank you very much, Brie, for hopping on the podcast.
That would be amazing. You know, that'd be amazing.
But yeah, a certain Marvel show just finished, and we're here to talk about it today.
We are.
So, Troy, I think you need to lay out and tell the people what is Secret Invasion. What was it about? What was happening?
Secret Invasion was about an invasion that was very secret.
Thank you very much. If everyone could please like and subscribe. We are trying to reach 1 billion subscribers. We'd appreciate that.
Yes, we are. So Secret Invasion being the most recent entry in Phase 5 of the MCU. Can you believe we're in Phase 5, man?
I can believe it. I can.
Yeah, there was a lot in Phase 4, in fairness.
Yes.
It did feel like it was never going to end at one point. Even though it only spanned across like 2 years, there was so much in it. It was
ridiculous.
When's Phase 4 going to end? I don't know. But it was the latest Disney Plus series, the first of 3 this year, because we still got Loki Season 2 and Echo, even though Echo is probably not on everyone's agenda of excitement. I mean, it's not even on Marvel's one. I still find it funny they're releasing all 6 episodes at the same time.
I think it's smart.
It just screams we don't have faith in this show. I really hope that's not why, but it just screams, oh.
It might end up being a secret gem. Who knows? I
think it might, but it might be because of Daredevil. Anyway, so, Secret Invasion has just wrapped up, and I told him between us, we're going to try and put this up on Friday. We're not going to do it on Wednesday that we said we were for Barbie. The Barbie episode doing very well, thank you. But
thank you, everyone.
Ride on the wave, get excited. Because I did a video on Troy's thoughts, if you believe it.
Oh, Troy had some thoughts? My
and you
goodness.
Watched it. Yeah, and you commented Secret Inslasion.
Yeah. I thought that took me a long time to come up with that. So
Bro couldn't sleep until he thought of a funny comment put on my video. The series just finished. I have lots of thoughts. I very much enjoyed it. What did you think, Crispy?
Interesting, very interesting. Troy.
Oh no,
I didn't hate it. I'll be honest, I didn't hate it.
Each week, it's not a good start.
Each week, I tuned in. I gave them the benefit of the doubt. I think it started very strong. Episode 1, I was like, all right, let's go. Let's see what happens. But by the finale, I was like, oh, it's probably not the series I was expecting. I'm not mad at it. I'm just like, I don't know. Like Secret Invasion, I don't know too much about Secret Invasion. You were saying in your Troy's Thoughts videos that you used to watch what was the TV show you used to watch?
Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, yeah. It was like a animation that I watched when I was like 14, 15. I'd literally come home from school on a Friday and I'd just kick my feet up on the sofa and watch an episode. I'd always be so excited for it because I was a nerd. And
exactly.
There were only 2 seasons and one of them was all about Secret Invasion. So there's only little bits of things that I know about certain characters beyond surface level when going into the MCU, like Kate Bishop for Hawkeye. Like I knew who she was from the Avengers game and I was like, oh, I can't wait to see her in Marvel. And then Secret Invasion was the one big thing. When Endgame had finished and they were like, right, where do we go now? I was like, I wonder if they'll do like Secret Invasion. That's like one thing I'd love to see them do. And so when they announced it, I was like, yes, perfect, we're going to get Skrulls. Because I was worried after Captain Marvel we wouldn't get Secret Invasion because the Skrulls turned out to be the good guys. And I was like, oh, that's...
No, it's true. It's true. So I knew that Secret Invasion was like a big thing in the comics. Like a big... Like it's quite a monumental thing, and I was like, "Ooh, this is interesting." And then they kind of like have been teasing the scrolls for ages. Like, I remember the like post-credit scenes of WandaVision and all that. Like, you know, the scrolls are just like in everyday lives. So I was like, okay, this is cool. Like, they've been building up to it, and I enjoyed the marketing for it. I mean, I know some people like thought it was a bit lacking, but I thought they had some really clever stuff. They had that whole website where you could like go and see the first like 5 minutes of Secret Invasion if you found all these codes, and then they had that one thing where they like posted a picture back at the Guardians of the Galaxy premiere,
and there was a scroll in the corner, and you can see a scroll, noticed,
and no one noticed. I love that kind of stuff. I thought that was really good. So the series really did intrigue me going into it. But at the end of it, I was like, I don't know. The last episode didn't really do it for me. But in terms of the whole thing, I enjoyed it. It was fine, but I don't think it'll stay with me as much.
Okay, score out of 10.
Oh, Troy, you always start.
We always do scores out of 10 to set the precedent. So why not?
Okay.
You're already talking negative,
and then
so
it can
I'm scared
evolve.
to hear.
All right, sure. Here we go.
Say.
6. I'll give it a 6.
That's higher than I thought you were going to give it, because I'm kind of like at a 7 or an 8.
Oh, okay.
I said
well,
7 tops
that's all
in my
right.
tweet and then in my video, but I'm like, maybe I pushed to an 8. The thing is, in the comics, it's all the Avengers, and it's like some of the Avengers are Skrulls, and like you don't know who's who. So the Secret Invasion that we got is very different to the one that's in the comics, and also the animation I watched. Like, there were like whole scenes where the Avengers like turning against each other, like, how do you know you're not a Skrull, blah, 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 and all this. So right off the bat, we're not getting the same Secret Invasion, so it's hard to like look at that in isolation compared to what was on offer in the comics, because the second that sorry, I need to put my phone in, it's pinging at me and saying, but battery's low. We need, like, it's hard to, you're already trying not to make that comparison because they are two different things. So that set it back tough. A bit, but I was excited for Nick Fury to lead something. That was my big draw.
And I think for the most part, like Samuel L. Jackson, I could watch that man all day. Like, he's a veteran actor at this point, and you know, leading a show at, how old did you say he was? 74.
74 years old. I mean, bro looks nothing like 74.
Bro looks nothing like 74. Absolutely. Yeah. And I thought he did a fine job. I enjoyed the aspects of. Shall we talk about the stuff I really liked about this series?
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, it's only take 5 minutes. You're negative Nancy, but go on.
I'm not that. The stuff I really, really enjoyed was the whole love story that we had. You know, Nick Fury had been with a Skrull this whole. I love that. I don't think that wasn't something we knew, was it? That was just something that happened in the So I love that, and it, you know, added a bit more depth and added a bit more bloody scale to this story, being like, oh, you know, Nick's like really involved in this, you know, that's why he's come back. And I loved the banter between Nick Fury and bloody Ben Mendelsohn. I thought that was that's what I thought the show was going to be. And in the first 3 episodes, we had this like little bickering back and forth, and I was like, this is the heart that the show should have had. This is like, I wanted, like, they had maybe 3 or 4 scenes where I was like, oh, like this is where I thought the show was going. But then they had to, you know, Secret Invasion's supposed to be full of surprises and stuff, and they got rid of Ben Mendelsohn, and I don't know if that was the best call to have for what episode 4 or whatever it was there, to get rid of him. Spoilers, everyone, he's dead.
Yeah, well, I mean, if people are clicking on this, they should be expecting spoilers.
Yeah. So I was expecting more of that, but in the same time, I appreciated it nonetheless. And yeah, I don't know. I think I probably went into this. That was probably my detriment, going into this with much higher expectations, because I was expecting pretty much like, you know, Doctor Who, you know, 2-parter-esque cliffhanger at the end of every week, being like, I don't know who to trust. I don't know what's going. I don't know, like, if I'm rooting for this. I really wanted someone to build me up to like love them, and then reveal that they're bad the whole time.
Yeah, there wasn't enough of a doubt with a lot of people as to whether they were or weren't Skrulls. I don't think they played on that enough.
I think that was honestly what I was excited about the most with this series, and I think that's why I feel a bit towards it, because it wasn't what I was thinking it was going to be. Maybe the trailers made it out to be. I thought there was some like really cool effects with the Skrulls and stuff, like some really, really cool transformation shots. Like that's
Talos
great.
being half transformed as in like the last minutes of episode 4 was like
I love that
prosthetic makeup. Love that. Phenomenal.
Yeah, so that was, I don't know. That was some of the stuff I liked, I suppose. And, like, obviously the cast. I think everyone did a fine job. I mean, Olivia Colman will always be the GOAT. Absolutely.
She was phenomenal. I'm really good at being your bestie.
Love her.
I'm also really good at being not your bestie.
Dude, I reckon Olivia Colman didn't even get like a script. She got like 3 bullet points and like, just do your thing. Be Olivia Colman.
Yeah, just be Olivia Colman. That is all she was in the show, and it was perfect. It was all she needed to be. And her shooting Vincent Van Gogh from Doctor Who.
Yeah,
do you really think these guys
interesting.
can be scrolls? I don't know, so I think they're bloody everywhere. Boop.
Boop. Bang.
It's just brilliant.
That was good. But yeah, so those were some of the things I liked. What did you like, Troy?
All of it.
All of it. Every single...
I liked 90% of the show. My main issue was... the side issue is what we said. I don't think there was enough kind of twists, who's a scroll, who's not a scroll. But my main issue is the length of the episodes.
Oh, absolutely. What was going on there?
2, there's loads going on. You got some great scenes, like that train car scene, as you said. That's one of my favourite scenes, you know.
Brilliant.
Are you out of your reptilian-ass mind? Like, the bands
so
between them is so good. And it's, as you said, Samuel L. Jackson, he is a fantastic actor, but I don't feel like he has a lot of chance to, like, flex his acting muscles in Marvel. Whereas in Secret Invasion, there were several points where I was like, yeah, go on, Samuel, go on, kill it. You got this, come on.
Yeah, they gave him something different to do other than be like Big Boss Man saying attack.
Yeah, the first 2 episodes have been like 50 minutes. I was like, this is great. Okay, there's lots to chew on. And the 3rd episode was 40 minutes, and I was like, okay, all right, that's fine. Then the 4th and 5th were like 38, 39, and the 6th was like 38, and I was just like, we were barely there, right? Like, they say these are meant to be like 6-hour events, which they're never 6 hours. They never have been. But like WandaVision was like 4.5, 5 hours when you added everything together. Everything's been like 5-ish hours. But this one, it wasn't even 4. Like, it feels like you had an opportunity for a really good premise, and they just didn't dive into it deep enough, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I wonder...
Absolutely.
Like, something I saw on Twitter that I mentioned in my video as well is that I wonder what would have happened if you made this 9 episodes and the 3rd act was following on from the President being like, kill all the Skrulls. That would have been a really
sick.
Cool, chaotic edge for the last few episodes.
I think so. And then you could have had, like, the chaos that I was kind of missing, being like, I don't know who to trust. Like, you know, just get everyone in the show paranoid. If no one in the show was really paranoid, then I'm not going to be paranoid.
Yeah, because those last few minutes, like, especially when they shot the UK Prime Minister and it turns out that, you know, she was back to normal, she wasn't a Skrull. It's like... Yeah. Oh god, there's going to be a lot of that. Like, that's a really dark theme, and then it's almost like a carrot on a stick. It's like, well, you could have had this. No, it's gone. It's gone.
It's gone. It's gone. That's what it could have been. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I feel like the show is full of missed opportunities, and I don't know if, you know, an A-list cast can carry the show on its own. Like, I don't know. I don't know. That's where I'm sitting. That's where I'm sitting with it.
I think they did. I think the cast performances really did carry it for me. And I thought the plot was fine. Like, I followed on with it, and I was all right with it.
Yeah.
It's interesting that the Super Skrulls thing was used now, because that's typically in the comics like a Fantastic Four thing.
Oh, really?
They fight the Skrulls, and one Skrull takes the powers of all of the Fantastic Four. So the Super Skrulls got their powers, rather than, like, General Avengers, whereas you've got Gaia and Gravik having every Avenger under the sun's powers.
Yeah,
which
that was strange.
I loved the scene, but the implications of like the Gaia's abilities now. People thought Captain Marvel was too overpowered. That's just a fraction of what Gaia can do now. So it's like,
I don't know. I don't know how I felt. I really liked the villain, the bad guy, whatever his name was, Gravik.
Kingsley Benedict. He was, especially in the last episode, that whole scene between him and Gaia Fury was just. Oh, you're so good. Was it just you, or did it come across like he was doing about 4 different British accents at times? I don't mean in a bad way, but it felt like there was like bits of like Yorkshire. There were a couple of bits where he sounded really Scouse, and my mum and I literally just snapped at each other like, what? Did he just... There was one in episode 3, I can't remember what he said, but when he's like in the museum with Talos and he's looking at the painting and like talking about it, there's one bit where he sounds a bit Scouse, and I was like, okay. And then also in episode 6 he goes, took a piece of my art, and there wasn't even a H, and I was like...
art.
Hello.
The Mona Lisa. You took my paintings.
Yeah.
Took a piece of my art.
But his performance was just amazing. Especially having jumped from, like, I think we said this in the Barbie episode, jumping from, really tough, edgy Skrull to, hi Barbie, I'm Ken, I'm all cheery to, I'm gonna burn the human race. Like, the way that it just bounces. Guy's got range. I'm not surprised he's playing Bob Marley. Did you hear about that?
I did know there was a Bob Marley film. I didn't realise it was him.
He is playing Bob Marley in, is it called One Love, I think, the film?
Oh,
he's playing Bob Marley in it, yeah.
Have they filmed it?
Yes, a trailer came out recently for it. I think it's out, like, fairly soon. I'm going to look it up.
I'll have to go and see.
Bob Marley, One Love. Oh, it comes out in 2024. Okay. January 12th, 2024. He plays Bob Marley. Oh, look at that. Also, interestingly, Lashana Lynch, who was Maria Rambeau in Captain Marvel, plays Rita Marley. Oh, and a Doctor Who connection. Tosin Cole's in it. Ryan. Oh, okay.
What is
Don't know
going
who he's
on?
playing. Should we have a look and see who he's playing? It doesn't say it on Google, but it might say it on IMDb.
Yeah, this is
say
for
on
all our
IMDb.
Doctor Who listeners.
He's just in it.
There is an overlap.
There is. Also, James Norton. He was in Happy Valley.
James Corden.
No, James Norton.
What?
Norton.
Oh my god.
Oh wow, there's some pictures of him on the set, and he looks good, man. He looks good.
Excellent.
He looks good. Wow.
Excellent.
Cool. Might check that out. I'm interested by Kingsley. I think he's a cool dude, so I'd be very intrigued to see that.
For
but
sure.
The performances I thought were brilliant. I think Emilia Clarke, I love her. I always have. I don't think she was given enough to do until the last episode.
No.
And
even then, I don't know.
You said about was killing Taylor's the right decision. As much as I'm upset by it, I do think I get why they did it, and it felt like a good time to do it because they wanted to push Gaia on to kind of like be to mature. Because Taylor's was like we could be the better people, and she was like you're delusional. And honestly, that wasn't really addressed. I don't think because the whole idea was he was like we'll help the president, and then the president will be like okay we'll give you a bit of amnesty here, and he saved that president's life. And instead, the president's like, we're going to kill all the Skrulls. So it kind of makes Taylor's sacrifice a little bit pointless for me.
No, that's a very valid point. Yeah, I don't know.
But also, I don't know if you're aware of like all the casting stuff. And I mentioned this to my mum. I was like, there's something I know that I'm not going to tell you. And I told her at the end of the show. Harrison Ford is going to be the president in Captain America 4.
Yeah.
So the president that we have in Secret Invasion is not going to be around for much longer. I mean, Samuel Jackson half said it in the finale. That's some one-term president stuff, which I thought was a great line. But... like the idea is that Thunderbolt Ross, who was in the Incredible Hulk film and then like Civil War, he's popped up every now and again. It was played by William Hurt because he's died. Harrison Ford is like the recast, and he's like the president in Captain America 4. So we know that Ritson's not going to be around for long anyway. So in my head, I was thinking if he sacrifices himself for a president that's going to die next episode, I'm going to be furious. But instead, he sacrificed himself for a president that did nothing to help the Skrulls and is going to be replaced in the next movie anyway.
So loses presidency anyway.
I'm not surprised Talos died, but I wish it had been with more of an oomph to it.
I think
like
there
Maria
could have
Hills,
way more
almost.
of an oomph to it. And I think, look, I don't know. There were some scenes that I thought were really cool, but the direction for the most part, I think they could have done some like really, really cool sneaky stuff. Like in the first 3 episodes they had some great stuff with like a character would walk past a tree and then they'd be transformed into another person, which is like how they set that up. Someone's just hiding behind the tree and walks at the exact same time, but like they had the whole sound design and there's some like really clever stuff you can do, and I was expecting way more of that. And but I don't know, there was just a lot of reverse shot. I don't think the direction really stood out to me. Like even like Talos's death scene, I think I don't know, I didn't find the direction in that all that compelling. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. What do you think? Did you think I did? There weren't any like really.
I think the
like, when you get your Taika Waititi's, your James Gunn's, your all like these real creatives. And I suppose it was supposed to be an espionage thing, and espionage movies and stuff isn't necessarily.
I'm not going to come out of this
their...
like Ali Salim. I'm going to watch all of his like directing stuff going forward. Like I'm not going to be like that at all. Plus, I'm pretty sure he was like the guy in defense of the AI intro, which already removes
a lot of
street cred for me because that. I talked about it in my video as well. Just like I know what they were going for, being like, we want it to be quite like almost human, but not quite the way Skrulls are. Fine,
yeah.
But you could have had people draw that stuff. You could have had people draw it. I mean, AI literally just steals existing art anyway. So not only is it theft, it's also taking people out of a job. So it's just like,
well, it's just annoying because I think there's some really really cool intros out there, especially like the Netflix Marvel intros. Have you seen those? They're so well made.
I don't remember the others. I've seen some of Jessica Jones. I need to watch more of it, to be fair. But
oh my gosh, you need to get on that just for David Tennant, who was a king, by the way.
But that's the thing. Oh well, he is, and he's your dad. But
he is my dad.
That's why, like, with the intro, every week it was a battle of: do I watch it because there's AI, or do I skip it because of the AI? Or do I watch it because of the music? That was where I was like torn. Yeah, just close your eyes and just be sat there
just
like,
listen. Yeah. Get your pillow, just lie down. Enjoy.
I'm just saying,
the music.
I have a playlist of every Marvel theme because I'm that kind of nerd, and there are like 43 different themes in here from the look of it. Yeah, 43 different projects. How mental is that? But
that's too many.
Out of those, I could easily, confidently say to you that the Secret Invasion theme is in the top 5, possibly top 3. I'd have to think about it a lot and like actually order them, but I know that would be that high. I think it's just
how much you like
fantastic.
It is good.
I love it.
It is very good.
It's such a beautiful piece of music. It's just
I quite enjoy it. What would be number 1 for you? Or would it be WandaVision?
I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I don't know, man.
Probably,
I couldn't
probably
tell
like,
you, mate.
Probably like the Avengers theme, you know? Like, it kind of has to be.
I mean, that's just iconic, isn't it?
Doctor Strange is also, like, top tier. Like, the first Doctor Strange theme, I think, is brilliant.
How does that go? Give us a rendition.
Dun 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 dun. You know, it's good. It's good. Also, Iron Man 3, which I've just like heard randomly pop up in like ITV game shows and stuff, and I've been like, "That's the Iron Man 3 theme. What's that doing here?"
Yo, listen up! Is the story?
No, not that. No, not that one. No, the one that's like like it's the really like.
Is that the Iron Man 3 intro?
That's Iron Man 3. You've probably heard it in other places
I've
and not
heard it in
realised
so
it was
many other
that.
things. Did not realise it originated in Iron Man 3.
In for a Penny, which is like a UK game show that Stephen Mulhern hosts. Anyone who watches that, there was like he was doing a mini game where like if you fill up like your petrol to a certain amount, they pay for it. And there's like different bits where they're just filling up, and in the background you just hear and I look at my mum and go, "That's the Iron Man 3 theme. What's that doing here?" Like, it's just in the most random places. But
very, very strange.
Yeah,
very,
there's some
strange.
great themes in Marvel, basically, and that's up there. Secret Invasion, easily. It's like top of my Spotify on repeat. When it does my like Spotify rewind, whatever it's called, Spotify Wrapped. I always forget the name of it for this year. That's going to be high up. I just know it already. It's going to be.
That's wild.
It's going to be.
I'm really scared that fast car karaoke version is going to be on mine, because when I'm driving to work sometimes and I'm like, I don't want to listen to a podcast, I'm sick of hearing songs, and there was a little karaoke playlist one day
drunk, come on,
and we had it here
before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped round my shoulder, and you're not joining in.
It's hard, it won't light up.
I don't care. We have to try. All right, we have to try.
But yeah, I'm scared that will happen. You know, that'll be in my top, and then I'll be like, I'm not
that's
gonna.
That's nothing to be scared of. You get my mum's respect. She loves that song.
Oh, good. Shout out, Mama Arch Alive. Very good.
There you go. Shout her out. Okay, so Talos we talked about. Amelia, like I said, she was wasted. Olivia Colman was great. Kingsley, Nick. What else would you point out as like the good and bad of this series? I feel like we've talked about a lot of it already. This is about to be the shortest special episode in existence.
We have covered a lot of ground. I mean, yeah, the length was definitely an issue, and I think you, in your Troy's thoughts, you said that you tried to make the argument that they utilized the TV format well or better than others.
I think that the argument that is often made that certain MCU TV shows should have just been films. Like I've heard that a couple of times. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is definitely like one of the biggest culprits of that. Like, that did not need to be a 6-episode show. Like, no. I've not watched that back since, and even I know you could have made a movie out of that easily.
Yeah, definitely.
But the Secret Invasion, despite having nearly a film length, the way it was cut, should not have been that short. That's one that definitely should not have been a movie. It should have been a show. But there just wasn't enough show to it, I feel like.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Okay.
I don't feel like Secret Invasion as a film would have given you enough time to explore that concept. I barely think what we got on the show gave us enough time to explore the concept.
Interesting. All right, no, I understand your point better now. Because I genuinely think like the best shows would be WandaVision, Loki, and I think SheHulk did a really good job at using the TV format as well.
Yeah. And SheHulk, on reflection, I don't like as much. I'm like, it was alright, but I haven't gone back to rewatch it.
Why? Is it because you haven't gone back to rewatch it? That you
maybe, but there's some shows I haven't gone back to as well. Like I haven't gone back to watch What If because I know that I hate some of those episodes. Party 4 still gives me nightmares. Yeah. It doesn't help that Captain Marvel was in it and wasn't voiced by Brie Larson, so it sounded nothing like her. I don't know. I think there are some really good episodes for She-Hulk, but there's some that I don't care for. Like the Daredevil episode is still one of the best MCU TV show episodes. Like I'd say that with confidence.
Oh yeah.
Her and Daredevil,
that was great.
Electric chemistry, electric. But did you see everyone making the comparisons on Twitter that like the finale of She-Hulk was like her going to talk to Kevin Feige and being like, you can't end every show with a big CGI fight. I want a character-driven thing, and then this ended with a big CGI fight.
That's exactly. But even like when it was happening, I was like, well. What? Why? We don't... It
was like Deadpool.
It doesn't necessarily
All right, tough guy. Big CGI fight. Incoming.
I think I have a problem with that. I would have been fine if they had maybe if they both got Captain Marvel's powers. But the fact that they had this whole you ever seen ScoobyDoo 2? You ever seen ScoobyDoo 2? What?
Isn't that James Gunn as well? Didn't
That's
he
a
do the two
James Gunn
Scooby-Doo
film.
films?
Yes, that James Gunn wrote that, and he said he was able to save up to get a house with the money he got from that.
Oh, what a king.
Oh, what an absolute king. But anyway, there's a scene in that where Scooby and Shaggy are trying all these different test tubes, and it turns them into all these wacky. One turns him into an alien, one turns Shaggy into a woman, one turns Scooby-Doo into Einstein, and that is exactly how the Super Scroll scene felt to me.
People were saying some of the CGI looked dodgy, like her having a Drax arm. I don't think it looked dodgy. I think it was just weird seeing Dave Bautista's arm on Amelia Clarke. I don't think that was a CGI problem.
It looks like a chicken. I think that was the one wonky CGI shot. I think, actually, for the most part, it's a CGI battle, whatever. But I think
visuals look
actually,
good.
Actually looked half decent. It was just that Drax arm that really threw me off. I literally thought it was a chicken wing.
I think the fight itself was really good. I think what they should have done was made it a temporary thing for them to have all the powers. Like something happens to Gaia where the Super Skrull stuff is taken away and she's just still got the Extremis. That would have been that would have been good. I don't like that we're entering the board now with her being the most powerful character in the MCU, because are you going to use her again, or are you going to find a convenient way to remove her?
Who knows?
What are you going to do? She
might just retire, not bother. She's allowed to not use her powers.
I don't know if you watch Cinema Wins, but he made a good point about this when he was talking about Captain Marvel. He was like, does it have bad future implications about how powerful Captain Marvel is? He's like, yes, but I also love that storytellers don't really care about what follows on and focus on telling their own story. They're not limited by other things. And I like
Valid
that.
Point.
I like that.
Point. But the whole MCU is built off building two things.
It
That's
is.
the whole
So you've got to
idea of it.
consider it. But I do like that they're just kind of thinking it best service to their story. But I do think they could have made it temporary.
Are they?
I do think they could have made it temporary.
I don't know. I don't know if they went in and were like, oh, we don't really care about the future implications. That's the whole idea of this thing. There are future implications across the board.
Here's a debate that I want to squash with you. Not even squash.
Okay.
Here's something I want to ask you. How long's Rhodey been a Skrull?
Since 2010.
The funniest thing is everyone making that joke that the reason that the actor changed between Terrence Howard and Don Cheadle is because Rhodey's been a Skrull since Iron Man 2. It's the funniest thing. It's the funniest thing. But he was there in a hospital gown, right? In the prison, and everyone was like, well, he had a hospital gown on in Civil War after he was paralyzed. So what if he was taken during Civil War?
Okay.
Which is maybe. There's some people who are giving theories for different things. Some people are saying that you could see his robo leg supports up until Endgame, but you couldn't see them in Falcon and Winter Soldier. So maybe that was when he was replaced.
I think it would have been Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I worry because the problem with making someone a Skrull, and I think it also speaks as to why they probably didn't do it like the comics, because the MCU is not quite the same as the comics. Is that you've got years of character development with these people.
Yeah.
And if you make any character a Skrull, you're kind of undoing that character development, because once you go back to the normal human person, they've not got that character development. It's what they've said about Thanos when he came back in Endgame. It's this isn't our Thanos, this is an older one. He hasn't fought the Avengers before. We haven't got that time with him. I personally didn't care, but that was a big issue people had. And with certain characters, that could be a problem. Like Gamora, Guardians 3. Some people couldn't get around the fact that it was an older Gamora. I think it.
But they really worked that into the story with this.
That's because James Gunn is a king, as we said.
Yes, absolutely. But with this, it's obviously left ambiguous, and I'm not sure. I'm sure they know. Surely they would have some kind of idea.
They need to answer the question. Yeah, that's what I don't like. They left it open ended.
I don't know, but I'm glad Martin Freeman's alive. That's good news.
Yeah, but also,
thank goodness.
What someone made a point, and I was wondering about this. Why didn't all the humans that were imprisoned die from radiation?
Why? What do you mean?
Because the whole point was New Skrullos was in the middle of a radioactive location in Russia.
Yeah.
That was why Nick Fury was obviously didn't need to because it was Gaia, but why Nick Fury was taking iodide pills to subset the radiation.
I know.
Why?
It was built from the same glass that Wilf was in The End of Time.
Shut up.
That's it.
That was
That's
so
it.
blunt. Sorry.
That's it. That's it.
But no, they literally got out of the thing, but they were outside being carried out of New Skrullos, and nobody was coughing or anything like that. So
they turned the radiation off. They turned the sprinkler off.
Yeah, there was a dial, and they went.
Yeah,
I'll turn it off.
Done.
Right.
Thank you.
Well,
moving
cool.
out.
Thanks for solving that plot hole for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, case solved. Thank you very much.
Case closed. There you go. But yeah, apart from that, I don't think I've got that much else to say. I honestly thought overall what we got was good. I just don't think we got enough of it. That was my main issue. We didn't get enough depth in the storyline to make it perfect.
You know what wasn't enough?
What?
Maria Hill.
Oh, just don't even. Kobe Smulders literally said in an interview, "You're going to see more of Maria Hill than ever before."
Oh,
well,
wow.
I mean, she was right. We saw more of her insides than ever before, but I don't think that was what she was implying. So
she did.
I really thought they were going to bring her back at the end when he made the phone call in episode 5 and he was like, "It's time." I was like, what if he's calling Maria Hill? Because Coulson got killed in the first Avengers film. He was stabbed by Loki in a more brutal injury.
Absolutely.
And yet, for the sake of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., they were like, oh, we're going to bring him back. He was Tahiti Protocol, or whatever they call it. I haven't seen the show, so I don't remember.
I've never seen Agents
They brought him back, and apparently he's died several times in the show since, and they kept bringing him back. So I was like, do that to him. Come on, Maria Hill, bring her back. But
I think that's interesting. But I mean, it did raise the stakes.
It raised the stakes.
I wonder if she said that in the interview. She has to have known that she's not in it.
The thing is,
she didn't film it.
She said on the record, she was like, I don't mind because I've been in loads of Marvel stuff. I've had a good run. I'm happy. But for me, I'm almost I almost don't know why, because she's been in a few films, but she's never had much character development. She's always just kind of been there.
She's always there. Yeah, no.
She's always been great when I've seen her. I love Kobe Smulders. I love How I Met Your Mother. But I don't feel like as Maria Hill, she had a defining moment.
Yeah, no, it would have been a good opportunity to really explore that depth. But yeah, that's the problem with this show. I think a lot of it's surface level. They tell the story, they get it done, fine performances, but they didn't, the direction didn't grip me, there wasn't the heartstrings, there wasn't the massive cliffhangers I was expecting, so I'm like, it's fine, it's passable, I had a fun time, but I don't think I'll probably be rewatching it anytime soon.
Damn. Wow.
Damn. So
you don't even want to watch Olivia Colman listening to Stormzy?
I will, that's one thing I will go back to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was great. Olivia Colman was the winner here. The
real winner. Doctor Who one day.
The real Secret Invasion was the Olivia Colman we found along the way.
Couldn't have put it better myself.
There you go.
Beautiful.
I think that's a good point to wrap it up. Are you sticking with a 6 out of 10?
Yeah, I'm sticking with it.
I'm going to go 7.5. I'm going to go 7.5 out of 10.
Wow. Gosh.
I don't want to say 8, because I think 8 is a bit too high, because of my issues with it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I it was never going to live up to the comics, because it's a whole different thing, as I said, but I just think what they had, they could have done more with. It just wasn't enough.
No, fair enough.
The question is, Crispy, did you get everything you wanted out of this life, even so?
Yep.
And what did you want?
I don't know. What's this quote? Is this in there?
It's the poem from episode 4.
Oh, God, I can't remember that. I'll shoot you.
To feel beloved, to be myself beloved on the earth.
I shoot you, but it missed you because I'm
not sure if this means we should get divorced or we should renew our vows.
Yeah, that was pretty badass. I did like that line.
Great line. The wife was cool. I really liked that whole thing.
Yeah, no, I'm
keen to see how it ties into the Marvels. You know, this lady here, Miss Carol Danvers.
Oh my God, Brie Larson.
I worry though, because the Marvels has already got 3 protagonists to focus on, right? So how much Skrull action are we going to? How much Skrull action are we going to be getting in the Marvels? You know, I don't know.
Not much. I don't think
people were suggesting that maybe the reason that the accuser played by Zoe Ashton, who you might remember as Journey Blue from Into the Dalek.
Yes.
The reason that she's fighting Carol is because the Kree are having the peace talks with the Skrulls, and she doesn't like that. Because she looks like she's an accuser. She's got one of those accuser hammers, and the accusers, they aren't the nicest people. Ronan, as evidence.
It's in the name, isn't it? You know?
So maybe that's how it ties in, and we're going to get some good Skrull stuff going on.
Oh, it's a good theory. Yeah.
We'll find out. What if it's just Kamala Khan is a Skrull or something?
I mean, you never know. In this day and age.
Monica Skrullbow.
Skrullbow. Nice.
Carol Danvers Skrull. I forget it. Let's roll the outro. Thank you very much for watching special episode 8 of Who's There? A Secret Invasion podcast.
Shh, it's a secret.
The show where 2 YouTubers get together and...
It's a secret.
Oh, it's a secret.
Shh, it's a secret.
We'll see you all on audio platforms tomorrow, hopefully if this comes out on Friday, with episode 69. I mean, everyone on YouTube will have already seen it live. And then we'll see you all with more content soon, more stuff.
Yeah.
More stuff. What's our next special episode going to be? We got a plan? Anything you're planning to watch?
It's going to be the Disney's Haunted Mansion. Disney's Haunted Mansion, starring Owen Wilson.
I wasn't planning on watching it. If you want me to, I suppose we could.
No. Who knows?
Are you going to watch Blue Beetle? That's my closing question.
Yeah, I'll always.
Have you seen the box office predictions?
I love going to the movies so much, and I'm sure it'll probably be better than other DC properties.
Have you seen the box office projection for Blue Beetle?
Yes, I have, and it's very sad.
55 million in America in its entire run. That's
it's grim.
They're not
grim.
making it. They're not making it out with this one. They're not making it to back their budget. They're not going to do it. They're not going to do it.
It's a bit sad.
Oh dear.
That's
It is very sad. But DC is kind of in tatters right now anyway. They need to just get started with James Gunn stuff and repair it back.
Exactly.
The real test will be how Aquaman 2 does, because Shazam 1 was like very well received, but Shazam 2, not so much.
I think,
will Aquaman follow suit? Who knows?
Yeah, the critics were harsh on it, and people seem to like it, but it didn't get enough money. Anyway, that's enough of DC nonsense. This is a Marvel show we're talking about.
It is. We should do a Marvel podcast.
As well as Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Nah. If you asked me like maybe 5 years ago, yeah, I would. But no. Is Crispy running out of love for Marvel? No. But is it less? Maybe. Maybe.
Roll the outro. What are you doing?
It's my scroll dance.
That's the drunk giraffe.
It's my scroll dance.
Thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you all very soon with some new episodes. Until then, I need a scroll quote. Not Alan Z. We need
Scroll on Z.
Scroll on Z. Bye.
Shocking behaviour. Shocking behaviour.